Welcome to the Ridgway world. I'm Jeff. You're not. Today, I don't know if anybody's ever had the problem of having a leaky stillcock or a leaky hose bib, leaky spigot. So what we have today is I'm going to change out our hose bib, which is on the outside of the house, and it's a cold water thing, but I've already shut the house down. Drained off what I could. We're still going to get some residual from it. But today we're going to be using SharkBites. I don't know if anybody's ever used SharkBite products.
Is that a brand? Oh, that's a brand name.
Brand names. So usually I like the sweat pipe, and that's by using a torch and solder, flux. But since it's so close up there, and when we had the kitchen redone, they started using SharkBite. So we got a SharkBite up there. We have some PEX tubing. But it's very tight in there, and I don't want to get a torch in there and sweat pipe and then melt something. So this is a frost-free spigot, and it's made by SharkBite. I seen it when I was picking up some more SharkBite stuff. I usually keep these in a little bucket, but I throw them out here just for shits and giggles. So yeah, this is a frost-free. So you can technically leave your water onto your spigot if it's a frost-free spigot without it freezing up. But you always want to make sure in the winter the hose is off. But again, what happens is the water will drain from this far to this far out of your spigot in the winter, so there's no residual.
That's outside of your house.
Correct. This is your exterior spigot. This is not an interior one. So with the neat things about SharkBite is, so say you wanted to use PEX tubing, which is blue. This is like a plastic, almost PVC style tubing. All this thing does, after you
got at Lowe's.
Yep, you got a little bracket in here, or like a little shim that goes in here. Look in there, see? So the white piece goes on the inside of the thing, and then you snap it in. But what you do prior to that, and I'll show you what we're doing there, and that seals this thing up. So supposedly, it won't leak. What I got here is I got a miscellaneous bunch of stuff here. I do want to put a 1/2 inch ball valve in, which is this item right here. So another reason is if you have pipes in your house and you were going to sweat the pipes like I was talking about using a torch and solder, you have to make sure that pipe is dry, or at least no water flowing through it. So there used to be old things, they would shove a piece of bread in it to dry it up so you could flux the pipe, clean it, flux it, and then put your joint on it and then torch it.
What does flux mean?
Flux is a clear stuff you put on it. It enhances the, I guess the sweat, I guess, of the solder. So it draws the solder to the joint where you're heating it. I'm not sweating pipe because it's too close in there and there's PEX piping already in there, and I don't. So SharkBites have a neat capacity to use either copper, which I had a piece of copper laying around here, but I got rid of it somewhere. PEX, which is this, and CPVC, which is copper PVC rated size. I think that's what they go by. So again, I have the hose bib. We have 1/2 inch pipe. This is SharkBite pipe, and it's called PEX OT. We also have PEX Blue, which is cold water, so we're going to use blue today, not red. Red is strictly for hot water. Then we have, I don't use this, but I always keep this. I don't know if anybody's ever used Megatape. Megatape's great because you can use this for water line wrapping or gas line wrapping. So when you're screwing in a pipe, you always put the tape on there to seal it.
It helps the grip.
Yeah, it helps it. It seals it so you don't get water through it, backing through the thread, or gas pipe. So Megatape, I recommend this. We use that a lot of the work over the years. But again, I got a lot of miscellaneous SharkBites. I got corners, I got connectors, I got another spigot over there because now that I've done this, when I get done this, I'm going to replace the one out front. Here's another little quick thing that SharkBite came out with. This is a deburr. So when you cut PVC or you cut copper, you get little burrs on the sides of it or inside. So this, you pick the size of the pipe that you're using, 1/2, 3/4, 1 inch, 1/4, 3/8, 5 inch. So we're using 1/2 inch today, so we're going to put that in there. And if you can see inside, there's a little like shaper thing, these things right here, and this is going to cut the edge off. So you stick
it makes it smooth?
Yep. So that takes the edge off and rounds it enough so it'll fit perfectly and make a good seal when you snap it in your...
Gotcha.
And that was for display only. We're not using this. We're using the PEX Blue. So Also got my PVC PEX cutter. Got a flashlight, Sawzall, because what happens is when you're going to take the old silcock hose bib or spigot out, sometimes the knuckle or the nut on the end won't come out of the house. So you got to pull it out as far as you can, then cut it in half, take one end out from the outside and pull the other half from the inside.
Okay.
So what we're looking at is like a bird's nest of piping. Again, we got cold water coming in, which if you see goes from copper to PEX, which is blue. Then we have copper coming in for hot, which goes to PEX red. And this was put in...
What does PEX mean?
It's like a PVC. I don't know the exact name of it. It's called PEX tubing. So it's a PVC tubing, but again, they go red and blue. But again, they tied right into the copper.
Well, I would think red is hot and blue is cold.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, is that what you just said?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is I ended up buying a half-inch ball valve from SharkBite, and I'm going to put it right in here because right now we have really we have one shutoff, and that's strictly for the hot water. But
so
again,
that's what the ball valve is a shut off.
Yes, that is correct. This is a ball valve. See this handle here? This will open and close. But this was a sweated pipe. You can see here, this is solder. Solder, 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 and solder. So you would heat this joint up, put your solder right here. When it's hot enough, it'll suck the solder right in. The flux enhances that. That's what I was telling about flux. Okay. But that's a whole different job. So my goal is right now is to cut this pipe. And this is a copper cutter. This is a cobalt copper cutter that I bought along.
Go up a little bit.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get too close only because
Why? What's going to happen?
I'm going to have water probably spraying. And you don't have to tighten it too much quickly because what happens if you do that?
So it's cutting it like a can opener.
Yep. So yeah, you don't.
Sorry.
Because you don't want to squeeze the pipe. So each time you make a couple turns and it gets easy to turn, you're going to tighten it up with the nut right here. Just a few little cut. That's all you're going to do.
Now, will you think it'll break it off cleanly?
Oh yeah, it'll be clean.
Okay.
And then we're going to have to. This is taking forever. Usually, my other cutters, I had old cutters that were a lot quicker.
Well, they don't make things like they used to.
No, they don't. Nothing against cobalt.
5 hours later.
Yep. Sponge bobber. Okay, we got some water finally, so we're busting through it.
Oh. Oh. Okay. And it'll do that for a while. Look at this dirt and the cobwebs. Oh, that's disgusting. I gotta get busy, don't I?
Yeah, we don't. So the problem is if we were sweating pipe, we would have to wait till this is all drained out. Technically, you can put a SharkBite valve on this quickly. You don't have to worry about it, but I want to get the burr and stuff off of this, so I want this to drain down a little bit.
Okay.
And there we go.
So we just need to wait till it drains?
Yep.
Okay.
Try to hit the bucket. Okay, so I have emery coil off there, which is a sandpaper, but which goes around. It'll clean the copper pipe.
And it's all drained.
Yep, all drained down. And we're just making sure
the edges.
Cleaning the edges, right? So we can see how clean that is. It's a little wet, but it's really cleaned up. And we want to make sure there's no burrs in this copper.
Does it matter if it's like completely straight? Because it looks a little like it's a slanted cut.
That's only because it was like that.
Oh, okay.
So then we know we got that cleaned up. We know it's deburred.
So it's safe for me to come back up, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So we got to measure this out. So remember, get back to the half, the tool that they make for this. So you can measure it out how far your tool your pipe has to go into this thing. So it goes like this. You just go like this. There you go.
What did you do?
I put a mark on that using the SharkBite tool, and that's how far this has to go in.
Oh, okay. That black
So I want
line.
this to come down. So.
Okay.
So then we're going to make sure we got it in right.
And I apologize for my camera skills. I'm still a novice at this.
So there we go.
Oh, nice. So
that's
that
how
shuts
easy.
off your water. And you don't have to put any sealant like around the...
Nope.
No?
You make sure you
Are you
hit your...
sure? Like a piece of tape or something?
No, it's all done. So, and that's how we want it. We want to be able to open and close this valve. And I have to make sure that the handle is going to be above this. But I'll be able to turn that like that when I need to.
Okay.
But right now I have to cut back my copper on this side because I'm going to have to cut this back to fit in here. So this is going to be a mofo there when we get to it.
Well, you know what? Measure twice, cut once.
Good job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can cut the copper from in here first. This copper. I'm going to pull that out because I need this pipe to move a little bit for me.
Okay.
So we'll check where I'm cutting first. That feels hot. Why does that feel fucking hot?
No cussing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't know you were back on again.
Yeah.
Okay, so our goal is to put this into the ball valve. Then we're going to come on this side because I need water to go to these. And then this side will be for the hose bib. So for now, I'm going to cut this.
Is there going to be water in that pipe too?
There's water in it, yeah. What the hell happened?
I think you're stuck.
Well, there we go.
Can you see?
It's very hard. Okay, so that's cut. So now I should be able to push my hose out the back.
Get up there.
Houston, we have a problem.
What?
My battery's dead.
Oh.
So you marked it.
Yeah, I marked it up where I think we should be good.
Well, you got a much better picture of this time.
Right. Plus we cut out a bunch of stuff in here. I almost said cursed, but I try not to. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut this back where we can work with it on this and see the best part about PEX is the flex of it. Copper is so rigid, but now since we got PEX, rigid, yes, rigid.
Ridgway?
Yeah, like rigid.
Keep it rigid?
Keep it rigid.
But in this case, you don't want to keep it rigid.
No. I'd rather have, eventually what I'm going to do is I want to turn everything into all PEX. Just because I don't like copper.
Well, do we have that much copper? I don't think we do we?
No, everything's PVC to the new edition, or CPCV, and the only copper we have left, I think, is to this section and to the hot water heater, which is very easy to fix, to redo it. Bing, go.
And now you put the thing on there to get it smooth, or no?
You want ready?
No.
So yeah, we're going to then put the emery cloth on here. God knows I wasn't. But again, it's trial and error. Take your time. As Terry said,
Watch a video.
watch a video.
On how to do it.
Measure.
Measure twice, cut once.
There you go.
I already said that
I
earlier.
know, but I was just trying to reaffirm it for you. Because it's true. my motto used to be measure once, cut 3 times, because I was kind of headstrong, thought I knew a lot of stuff. And then when you get that far ahead, you get cocky and you ended up spending a lot more money doing things.
Yeah.
And
And
frustration.
if you just think about it and take your time, that there's always a solution to a problem.
Yep, there is. And another thing is tools. It takes a while to acquire tools. And it used to be lucky over the years, because if I didn't have it, Larry had it, or somebody else in the family had it, and you could, ask around.
Yeah.
So, and again, what we're doing here is we're doing what we just talked about. We're deburring the copper. There's nothing worse than you get all the way done and you pop this thing in. And I don't know how this works with a copper tube, but we're going to try it anyway.
But it's usually just for the PVC?
No, it works on this, but
good.
I've never used it for copper. That's what
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so let's try it again on this side.
That's a handy little tool, isn't it?
It is.
And I think that one was like only $10.
Yep. Don't want to lose my personality. Okay, so we're good. So now we're going to make sure it's in that
Ball valve.
that little white piece of plastic. Because we want to make sure that seats properly in there. What did I didn't do, did I?
What?
Put the tool on and get your measurement in there. So that means it's in and it's tight.
Oh, okay. So you have to make sure you push that in up to that line.
Yep, make sure it's snug.
Do you have to open the other end, or is it? It looks like it could possibly be a little too, that takes some strength on that.
Yep. This end. But yet we're going to have to...
You have to make a mark, don't you?
Yep. Oh, God, you're good.
Well, I paid attention.
You paid attention, good, because I don't most of the time. Okay. So I usually stuck them up in my hat like this. Okay, same principle here. I'm going to make sure it hits perfectly in there. We're up to the line, see?
Okay.
So now we have to measure a piece of PEX to the 45. So what we'll do, I'm going to stick a 45 on the end of a piece of PEX. See how simple it is? You got the right tools? And what this does is an expansion thing, and it's a ratchet. So you wanted to put it on there, put it down on top of it, and then just keep ratcheting it. And it'll pinch right through this. So we want to take our trusty tool from SharkBite. We want to find 1/2 inch, and we want to make sure there's no burr on the end. Now look and see how it's coming out. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're not going to do that yet.
You put that up and then you do the angle?
So yeah, I was going to put it up like this. And then from there I can cut my angle. But I'm going to put my angle on first and cut it back the other way. It looks like it may be a little easier.
Okay. Get a good shot.
Okay, so we're going to come here and we're going to figure that we got, just for shits and giggles, we're going to have it right, I'm going to cut it right there. because that'll take me right to that mark.
Yeah, it's very hard to see in there exactly what you're doing.
I know, it's tough. As I said, so what I did is I marked that, and then I'm going to put that in, and then we're going to do that last. Does that work for you?
Mm-hmm.
Bingo. Okay, so then we're going to take our trusty measuring tool. Where the hell that? Oh, there it is. We're going to go to 1/2 inch again, and we're going to deburr the end of the pecs. So we're golden.
Okay.
We're golden.
And then don't you need that again?
To measure,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, we got our measurement. So then we're going to put this. And we're good. Okay, so then we got to come up with a piece. If that came all the way in like that, we got to get a piece of PEX that size.
You need a piece of PEX just to go on to the one that's coming from the outside.
Got to go into here and go into there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, that was, I was able to see that very well.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, just a little piece really.
Yeah, so I'm thinking.
Maybe at 2 inches or something?
Well, let's just measure it out.
Because you need to add it to where it goes in a 1/2 inch or so.
Yeah. So if we got, I'm guessing 3, so we go 2 3/4 should be good.
Well, how far does it have to go in the other one?
Same that right in here. So
You always cut a little bigger than.
yeah, because it can come
if
out.
you have to cut off,
yeah.
it's easier
All right.
than having to
Let's go
start
2
all over.
3/4. How about that?
Although you have quite a bit of tubing that
Thank
if
you,
you
honey.
did.
That's very nice.
No, but I'm just saying if you made a mistake, you have.
Right. Yeah, I got plenty. And then just hopefully nothing leaks.
Well, is that what that tape is for?
No.
No.
I just brought that up because I used that.
Oh.
I used to use that with threading gas line, threading water pipe, hot water heaters. So it's always good to have.
So basically that's the same step. Then you got to put the deburr on both ends of that piece of pipe. Then you have to mark each end, right?
End. Yep. So you got 1/2 inch deburr. We have the 2 marks. The one end is going to go into the angle. And since there's not much room, it's going to be a pain in my
Yeah, I might not be able to get it going in exactly because sometimes your hands, and it's not your fault, I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying sometimes your hands are big and they block the...
Okay. Right the line. Now hopefully this...
It might not be really straight.
That's in.
Is it in?
Yeah. I wish I could turn it to see it.
Now will that go flush against the wall? Oh yeah. What's that top thing for?
It's a blow off actually.
Because it's going to be under the siding. So now he's putting the screws and the new spigot, new faucet.
Little too tight. Gotta get them both in. There we go. We're good. Now we're going to turn it off. There you go. You're off.
Okay.
We're in. And then what I'll do is I'm going to loosen that up a little bit later on. And then I'm going to put a bead of silicone around it.
Okay.
So for leakage. All right. Now we go in and test.
So we should have water outside?
We should have water outside.
Okay. Let's go look.
Okay.
Yay! Nice job.
Now it makes me have to go to the bathroom.
And it really didn't take that long.
Nope. I don't know how you're supposed to how much you tighten these things. Okay, you're good. Voila! Hey everybody, so that was a hose spigot. Don't trip over that thing behind you.
Okay.
That was a silcock, a hose bib, or a spigot. Easy change. If we can do it, anybody can do it. Watch your videos. Check before you start a project like this. Make sure you got the right tools handy, and expect something odd to happen when you do it, because it always does. All right, everybody take care and have a great day and a good life.